أعوذ بالله من الشيطان أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم أخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمنا بنور الفهم، وافتح علينا بمعرفة العلم وسهل أخلاقنا بالحلم، واجعلنا ممن يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. اللهم اجعل أعمالنا خالصة لوجهك ولا تجعل فيها حظا لغيرك. وصل اللهم على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How's everyone today?
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Am I glad that you're well? Thanks to Allah. Um, we continue with our Sarf today, بإذن ta'ala. We completed all 10 of our scales. We did some revision of that last week, and what remains is for us to go through. What remains is for us to go through our Arabic through the Quran examples, just to recall all of those things that we learned. So what I'm going to do is, inshallah, that we're first just going to say all the scales as we usually do. Thereafter, I am going to randomly go through these worksheets. I can go through all of them like in sequentially, but I want you to like jog your memory and your ability to access things on the scales quickly from various scales. So that's what I was thinking of doing in that regard. Doing them not in order, but rather going through the entire scale like that. So, or rather going through all of the answers to all of the scales at once. So, okay, just give me one minute. I just want to make one page quickly that has all of the scales on. That's done.
Mulana, Assalamu alaikum. We have such a page.
You have such a page. Where? What's the page called?
Mazid Feehi scales 1 to 10.
Okay, I don't think I have that page. Anyways, that's just one more. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's just say all our skills quickly. Starting with skill number 2. Okay, Bismillah. We have here our scales from number 2 till 10. فعل فاعل أفعل تفعل تفاعل إن فعل افتعل افعل and استفعل. So now what I want us to do is, as we usually do, we're just going to run through saying all of those scales to remind ourselves of the scales, and then we'll go on to the through the Quran بإذن ta'ala. Right, so you can say it with me inshallah. فعل. The scale is فعل. فعل يفعل تفعيلا مفعل مفعل فعل لا تفعل. Again, فعل يفعل تفعيلا مفعل مفعل فعل لا تفعل. Next, فاعل فاعل يفاعل فعالا مفاعلة مفاعل مفاعل فاعل لا تفاعل. Again, فاعل يفاعل فعالا مفاعلة مفاعل مفاعل فاعل لا تفاعل. Next one, the fourth scale. أفعل يفعل إفعالا مفعل مفعل أفعل لا تفعل. Again, أفعل يفعل إفعالا مفعل مفعل أفعل لا تفعل. Next one, تفعل يتفعل تفعلا متفعل متفعل تفعل لا تتفعل. Again, تفعل يتفعل تفعلا متفعل متفعل تفعل لا تتفعل. Next, تفاعل يتفاعل تفاعلا متفاعل متفاعل تفاعل لا تتفاعل. Again, تفاعل يتفاعل تفاعلا متفاعل متفاعل تفاعل لا تتفاعل. Second scale. انفعل ينفعل انفعالا منفعل منفعل انفعل لا تنفعل. Again, انفعل ينفعل انفعالا منفعل منفعل انفعل لا تنفعل. Eighth باب. افتعل يفتعل افتعالا مفتعل مفتعل افتعل لا تفتعل. Ninth scale. افعل يفعل افعلالا مفعل افعل لا تفعل. Again, افعل يفعل افعلالا مفعل افعل لا تفعل. Last one. استفعل يستفعل استفعالا مستفعل مستفعل استفعل لا تستفعل. Again, استفعل يستفعل استفعالا مستفعل مستفعل استفعل لا تستفعل. That's all about skills. What I want to actually do quickly, I want to create some breakout groups. I want to create some breakout groups. I'm just going to put 4 people in a group, and what I want you to do is, again, because we're not in the class setting, I can't hear everybody saying the scales, and you don't build the confidence of having said it to someone else. So I'm going to create some breakout groups, and then you can say it to whoever your partners are in that group, inshallah. Is that fine? Whoever you, yeah. I'm going to create the groups. Give me a second, Bismillah. I'm going to make 5 groups. Just give me a second. I'm gonna right, 1, 2, 3, go. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna go into a breakout group. We have these 10 scales in front of us. All that I want you to do is each person maybe just say 2 scales. Once you can pick whichever one you want to. Don't all now say the same one. Right? I just want you to um, become comfortable with saying the scale to someone else. Let them help you. You can rectify when you're wrong. You can rectify them when they're wrong. And through helping each other, we know Allahu fi awni al-abdi, ma kana al-abdu fi awni akhi. Allah is in the service of the one who's in the service of others. So as we help each other to learn, Allah will help us to learn. Right? Are there any questions before we uh, break away? If you want to be put into other group, you can just tell me. كريمة. Okay. Everybody should be back now. So once again. Let me check it. Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Back to class. I hope everybody had a turn to say some scales and that it builds your confidence and your memorization and your ability to access those scales. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. What we're going to do now, inshallah, is we are going to go through these mazid fi from the Quran examples, and we're just going to check our answers and check that we understand everything correctly. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. I'm going to do if anybody feels that I should just go through it in order, you can tell me. Otherwise, I'm just going to pick random ones from all of the scales so that you can train your mind to interact with all of these scales like very quickly. Not like if I just take everything from page 1, you're going to know, okay, everything's on scale 2. Yeah. So try not to look at for our purposes in class. Try not to look at the other columns, just the first column for now, and we'll then work through these later. Okay. So, and also, if you found any particularly challenging ones on any of the scales, then just please do give me a shout, and then we can focus on those ones later on. Right? Let's look at scale number 2, number 9. وتصريف الرياح وتصريف الرياح. Obviously we know it's from the second, but what of the second bab is it? Tell me what function of the second bab is it? You can put your mics on, you can interact with me now, inshallah. What of the second bab is it? Okay, the answer is on the board. It's the masdar, right? And tasrif comes from the word sarrafa, yusarrifu, tasrif. And we know the meaning of the word sarf to have to do with change. So sarrafa yusarrifu means the changing. وتصريف الرياح, and the changing of الرياح. Riyah are the winds, so it means, and the changing of the winds. Let's look at scale number 3, example number 11. Just picking randomly. وسارعوا إلى مغفرة وسارعوا إلى مغفرة. What does that mean? You tell me. Come on, where's everybody? It's like I'm alone here.
I think it's a Amr.
It's Amar, yes.
And Hari too.
Hastening.
But brilliant, that's good, yes. وسارعوا إلى مغفرة, and hurry or hasten towards forgiveness. And hasten towards forgiveness. It's a Amar. How do you know it's a Amar? Not like a past tense. Past tense would have been سارعوا, isn't it? سارع. And if you go down, it's سارع, سارعوا. Whereas this one is سارعوا. فاعل لا تفاعل. سارع لا تسارع. So سارع, and then you'll go سارع, سارعوا. That's what we have over here. Good. It's the Amr from the third bab. And hasten towards patience. If I'm on any page and you feel that there was one that you found difficult, just tell me to look at that one, please. Yeah, another one, number 14 on the same page. يجادلونك في الحق. يجادلونك في الحق. Or rather, let's do the one before that, number 13. إن المنافقين يخادعون الله. إن المنافقين يخادعون الله. So, which words do we have here from the Mazid Fi scales?
منافقين.
منافقين and يخادعون.
And يخادعون, yeah.
Right. So from what word how does the first word on the scale of munafiqina sound? Say the scale for me. نافق, ينافق, نفاقا, and then منافق, منافق, نافق, لا تنافق. So منافق, and then if you go down the scale, منافق, منافقان, منافقون. And if it's in nasb jar, it becomes munafiqina. So what form of the word is that?
اسم فاعل.
اسم الفاعل, good. Right, and it's a plural form here. Then we have يخادعون. خادع يخادع خداعا مخادعة مخادع خادع لا تخادع. خادع يخادع means what? To try and deceive.
Deceive, yes.
Right. So يخادعون will mean what literally? They
They try to deceive.
they are trying to deceive, right? So إن المنافقين يخادعون الله. Indeed, the hypocrites, the munafiqeen,
Yes,
they
let's try
try to
deceive Allah.
deceive Allah, right? Let's look at.
In that same bar, can we do number 15?
Okay. ثم أنتم تشركون.
Number 3.
Oh no, sorry, number 3. منهم من عاهد الله. منهم من عاهد الله. Right. So let's work through it. منهم, from them. منهم, from them. من is the one who عاهد الله. So what does عاهد يعاهد mean?
Made a covenant or a promise.
Yeah, to make a promise to, or to make a covenant with someone. So from amongst them is man, one who عاهد, who made a promise or gave a promise to Allah. عاهد Allah, who promised Allah, who made a covenant with Allah. So
That is mudari.
is it?
Mola, isn't it mudaf and mudaf ilay?
مادي آهد.
I mean,
It's
Madi.
past
sorry.
tense, Madi.
The first word. That's the first word on the scale.
Yes, I just
عاهد
need to-
يعاهد. فاعل يفاعل. So عاهد is the past tense.
But then the translation sounded almost like Ismul Fa'il now. You said from them is the ones who.
Yeah, okay. So we have to then look at this word. The word man. Right? What does the word man mean? Or what kind of word is it? Isn't it what we call Ismul Mawsul?
Smooth.
Can you remember that concept? Ismul Mawsul?
Vaguely.
الذين
Yeah,
من,
Allah.
allati, all of those ones, right? So it means the one who, or those, Ismul Mawsul, it's a conjunctive noun. Those never stand on their own, right? They must have something that comes after it that qualifies it. And usually the thing that comes after it is a verb. الذين آمنوا, الذين كفروا, etc. Right? So this man is a Ismul Mawsul. It has to be qualified by something. What will it be qualified by? It's qualified by this verb over here, عاهد. From amongst them. Yeah, from amongst them is man عاهد الله, one who, or you can say, yeah, those who عاهد Allah. I'm translating it as the one who, one that عاهد Allah gives a covenant, or he gives a covenant, or he promises Allah. Allah is the مفعول به. Who's the fa'il? Fa'il is the man. Oh, not, I shouldn't say the fa'il is the man. We should look to ilay. Ilay, ali, whatever you people do. Right? It's, we look at the verb عاهد. First we see it's not at the end, it's not on it. Then we look to the left. This is Allah, not Allahu. So that's the maf'ul bi, it's not on the left. Then lastly we look inside. Inside is a he, a huwa. It refers back to man. Or you could have just remembered the rule that I think I mentioned to you before. Whenever you have a ismul mawsul, then it needs to have something that qualifies it. So it's almost like your mind should be ready to be hearing something that refers back to it. Right? Whenever you hear that ismul mawsul and you come across a verb after it, the norm in your mind should be I don't even have to think about ili. I don't have to look for the fa'il really or anything. What comes after this ismul mawsul is going to qualify it. So the fa'il is going to be inside referring back to this ismul mawsul. That should be like your norm or the normal way that you interact with ismul mawsul. That you're waiting for a verb that refers back to it and that qualifies it. So I think that the trick to having understood this or this part of the verse easily would have been to just identify that ismul mawsul and then think about how to interact with it. From them is one who ahad Allah, promises Allah, gives Allah makes a covenant with Allah. Is that fine?
Yes, I think it was that Ismul Mawsul that I didn't fully understand.
Okay. Our time is now at 9:46. The other class was without a teacher in the first period, so I just need to run off there very quickly because they were waiting for quite a long time. So we'll carry on and go through some more of this next week, inshallah. Revise the skill and go through some more of that next week, inshallah. After we'll probably move on to something else. We're in there for now. وجزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ولا يزيد is with us. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Walaikum
Waalaikumsalam
salam.
warahmatullah.
I've made you the host, Mullah, right? So you can take over now. All right. Assalamu alaikum.